Welcome to the next round of the F1 23 My Team World Championship. We are Canada bound this time around, and you can see mixed conditions throughout the race weekend. What you can't see is what's behind my face. What's behind my face is, thankfully, a fully sunny weather forecast. Okay, fully overcast but dry weather forecast. The picture that it actually has for a race is just a full picture of the sun, like practice 2, but it's actually got clouds everywhere. That's fine, doesn't bother me at all. So long as it's dry, that's all I'm bothered about. We, of course, upped the difficulty massively in the last episode and had our first struggle with the race, despite qualifying going quite well. You'll notice that we have upped our capabilities comparatively to everybody else. And Alfa Romeo, I think, actually almost looking like they're going backwards there. They're taking their time in upping the car and improving it, so maybe they're just going to go at some point in the not too distant future. But McLaren, Haas, Williams, all upgrading at the same rate as well. Alpine, we're just as close to also. We're slightly closing in on Alpine just a little bit, though, between Spain and Canada. But we're very much in that midfield pack. Still, though, nowhere near the front four. Key to note out, though, that that front four are getting closer and closer and closer together as the weeks go by. So, very intrigued to see how that develops as we push through the season. We've got a lot of things in the works as well, in time for hopefully the next Grand Prix in Austria. But right now we're concentrating on Canada, and hopefully we can have a great Grand Prix weekend here around the Montreal circuit. If you're continuing to enjoy the F1 content, I'd very much appreciate your thumbs up. The Southampton FIFA save is back, so if you're looking forward to that, then do make sure you check the channel page for it. Thank you for 21,000 subscribers here in the ChesnoidPlays channel too. Very intrigued to see here how this one goes. All of practice done. Some with old parts, some with newer parts, but we got all of our objectives complete and all of our development boosts are in. Nearly 1,800 resource points now, so we should be able to significantly improve in at least one, if not two, hopefully, areas in the upcoming gap between races. We weren't necessarily massively fast, so I'm not sure how competitive we'll actually be in this Grand Prix. Like we say, we qualified on 90 in Spain and raced on 95 and went from 1st to 10th, although that was with mistakes, and we were still relatively competitive in that 10th position. So hopefully we can still get into Q2 relatively comfortably, but getting to Q3 should be more of a struggle. It is going to be intermediate running in qualifying as well, so that will add an extra curveball. We'll wait and see how things actually progress. We're running a brand new ICE and used MGUH and MGUKs, relatively used energy store, a brand new turbo, relatively used control electronics, and a brand new gearbox for Canada this weekend. It is a power track. Fresh parts will give us maximum power, but you always take the risk when you put new bits in that they're going to give way on you and break because they're untested. We hope that doesn't happen. We've only had one retirement so far this year for unreliability, and that was Jeddah round 2. This now being round 9, we've been, touch wood, all right. Now, I've probably jinxed myself, but my guy's ready to hop in the car, and so am I. Here we go, qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. We are going to do a 19.9, which is good enough currently for P3. But apparently still gained me time. It's a time good enough for P2 with a purple third sector. 1:19.622. I think we'll comfortably be through then in that session. And we are indeed a P6 in the end. Colour Science managed to put a 19.3 in. And now we expect, as usual, the AI to take a step up in their competitiveness throughout the course of the rest of qualifying, as is always the case. So Q2 is probably going to be much more harder to get out of. I like chicken selects, but McNuggets and... well, to be fair, chicken nuggets from anywhere that isn't just the bird's eye ones you get at the shop. I don't really like any other chicken nuggets. A 19.2. Again, slightly off Max Verstappen, but certainly an agreeable lap for this stage of qualifying. I'm starting to wonder whether we need to up the difficulty again. Yeah, I was just about to say, conditions feel very much more suited to the intermediate tyre now than they were. George Russell's just putting a 19 flat. We were 4/10 up, but couldn't quite get the power down properly there coming out of the right-hander, and it cost me about a 1/10.5 there, but hopefully we can counter that on the rest of the lap. Although again, the back end stepping away from me a little bit. Purple sector 1 though, apparently. I'm not too sure about that. I got that horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. It's gave me 4/10, which might end up putting me on provisional pole, which it has done. I did not take that final chicane very well at all, but we end Q2 first. I'm honestly as perplexed as you guys are. Every time we up the difficulty, we get faster. Alright, Q3 it is then. Purple sector 1. 1.2 seconds up on George Russell apparently. I don't know what's going on this year with this difficulty. Max has gone significantly quicker though still. 6/10 up on Albon in 6th. Oh, I got really deep at the hairpin though. And then fucked it. So much wheel spin. That's cost... I'll probably start 10th now because of that. I could not get the power down coming up the hairpin to save my life. Shortest run possible to the line, but it's not going to be great. 17.1, I think that was P10, but that was solely because of my wheel spin at the hairpin. I had maybe another half second in the pocket there, at least. And a half second would have probably put me race, but before we begin, let's have top 5. I think we were probably top 5 there. So, I know we qualify better than we race, but I think I'm going to up the difficulty to 100 for this Canadian Grand Prix. Because why the hell not? So in theory, if you look at the performance index, we are well behind Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes and Aston Martin. We are notably enough behind Williams and McLaren that we arguably shouldn't be challenging them regularly. But from there on down, it's free-for-all. So in theory, we could absolutely accept anything higher than 12th as a... or anything lower, sorry, than 12th as a genuine, legitimate, 100% accurate race finish. I think we always used to race on 100, and last year we had to significantly lower it, and it appears we're back to racing on 100 again. So any penalties from that qualifying session, we've got some fresh parts in of our own, so we've not taken any penalties because we took those before we went into parc fermé conditions in qualifying. Didn't look like anyone was having any problems out there, but it's Red Bull, Mercedes, Alpine and Williams, Alpha Tauri and Aston Martin, and we do start 10th. So no penalties in front of us. We won't be starting very lofted at all. Both Ferraris were actually out in Q2. I hadn't even noticed that. That was very peculiar indeed. So, 2 very quick cars behind. Iwasa starts P21 and Nick De Vries P22. So, strategy then. Everyone else is starting on softs or mediums. A lot of softs behind us. I'd be tempted, depending on tyre wear, to start on the mediums. Actually reckons that a 3-stop might be faster. A 3-stop might be faster. I am unsure about that. I might tweak this slightly and see if we can get it significantly quicker. Alright, medium soft it is. Decision made. Race time. On the slightly dirtier side of the track. The racing line actually drifts from the right side to the left side, so we're actually slightly out of position with regards to where the best grip is. Fingers crossed this strategy will work for us and our tyre wear will be decent. Also hoping for no engine failures as well with our new bits in. Short time behind the lights, and it's an electric start. I got boxed in by Albon there, and actually I might end up losing positions. We did really, really well to get away the manner that we did. Alonso on his medium tyres with a dead start. I'm getting jumped by a Ferrari on his softs already. That's fine. We're not really battling with the Ferraris here, are we? We'll try and see what we can do then on this stint. We dropped significantly back behind already as people were battling around those turns. Actually, I think Carlos Sainz has gotten caught up in something because he's dropped a long way back. Use a bit of battery as well to stick with those in front. It can be important to stay within DRS range if we can of the soft runners. For rather obvious reasons. Not a much faster tyre. And there's a lot of them behind, so I want to try and hang on as best I can. But in the early stages we might find ourselves dropping a little bit back to then hopefully come back through later in the race. But whilst the pack is all congregated up like this in these early stages, they're going to be really slow through the hairpin. That should help us stay in touch, I think. I hope. Anyway, we started P10, we've dropped to P11, but it's because a Ferrari on a softer tyre compound overtook us. So, quite frankly, I don't think that's that bad. Piastri's going for it. On the outside of the hairpin. Fair enough, Oscar. Suit yourself.
Come on, you can win that place back.
I'll try. He's got DRS though. And he'll also have DRS here as well, which is frustrating. Carlos Sainz coming back through now. He's past Bottas behind. Down to P12 for the time being. Early pain, long-term gain. That's the plan. We will be within DRS of Oscar Piastri for this section though, which is good. That will help. As much of the race as we can spend within DRS range of a car in front, the better in these early stages. Especially when he doesn't have it on the cars in front of him. Sainz does though, and he's quick enough. Ferrari. It's quite difficult, unless you're alongside, it's really difficult to turn into turn 1 though, because the way that you carry the speed through turn 1 means that turn 1 is almost more like a braking zone for turn 2. You kind of don't brake massively hard for 1 because you're just trying to carry the speed through it to then brake hard for the tighter turn 2. Still within DRS of Piastri though for this bit here, which is good. Keep that up, Ches. The longer you can do that, the better. Hi, Carlos. Not yet, mate. Maybe now though. We need to take more of the first chicane and more of the first curb and less of the second. The minute I'm doing it the wrong way around. Still though, no medium runners have overtaken us. It's only soft tyre runners. So strategy-wise, we're not that bad. We'll be much quicker at the end of the race. Definitely better on exit out of the hairpin than a number of the other drivers, which is good. That will help keep us relatively safe down here. Alright, so we're holding P13 relatively comfortably ahead of the Alfa Romeo. And that group in front is coming slightly closer now as the Williams of Albon and the AlphaTauri of Yuki drop back. It's actually Yuki Tsunoda that is right at the front of this little gaggle in front of us with the 2 Ferrari and Oscar Piastri in it. He's holding everybody up. Leclerc not yet brave enough to go for it at any point to try and get past Yuki Tsunoda. I have to use a bit of battery here because I was a bit poor on exit there. So we say thank you to Ben. Our tyre advantage is working well at the minute and we're actually starting to pull away from Valtteri Bottas behind now with this medium tyre set. Albeit slow progress, the race is starting to maybe come to us a little bit. And my rear tyres are wearing considerably faster than my fronts. Is there anything setup-wise that I have the ability to change under part firmer conditions that I can do to help that? Do I move the front brake bias forward? Do I change the differential a little bit? How do I help my rear tyre wear? Or is it something that is just track specific? And Canada's going to be like that throughout anyway. It's 2x2 up front though. Look, Red Bull, Mercedes, and then there's a long way back to the Alpine. Really dropping Valtteri Bottas now though, which is good news. Tsunoda's just fallen behind Oscar Piastri, but then held the position. They're starting to battle in front. That'll help us close the gap.
8.0 seconds.
Okay, we're significantly closing now in front. and the gap behind is getting bigger and bigger. Their soft tyres are going off after just 12 laps. I think our strategy could work really well for us here. Norris has taken Hulkenberg behind, and Bottas has lost more than one position there. That gap behind is now well opened up to over 3 seconds. And the gap in front is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as Yuki Tsunoda's soft tyres get worse and worse and worse. The softs are going off quickly, but it is under high fuel load. And moving the diff forward has helped a little bit with tyre wear, it seems. Still extending the gap on Hulkenberg, who's battling hard, but Lando is probably going to start closing in on me soon. Nobody in the pits yet at all for anything that we're aware of. Iwasa still bloody last. Fuel is absolutely fine. Got no concerns about fuel for the entire race. Now Piastri makes the move on Tsunoda. Hello, gentlemen. I say that. Lando Norris just pit. I wonder whether he got front wing damage. I wonder whether Lando got front wing damage trying to take someone. No, just a straight swap. Lando stopping very early. That means that I fully expect Lando Norris to do 3 stops, whereas we're only doing 2. An early pit stop on lap 13 is definitely a sign of a 3-stopper, especially soft to soft. There's Carlos trying to get around Yuki now as well. And I'm not sure if he's done it. I think he has. He's got better drive out of the hairpin. I've got DRS on Yuki now as well, which is great. We use a bit of battery, and we're very much in the hunt then for getting back towards the points. Hi, Yuki. Can I come through, please, pal? I'd very much like to. I'll leave you some room, though.
Nice work,
lovely move. Yuki Tsunoda dealt with up to P12. Don't know as I'll have the pace to stick with the 2 in front at the moment on their soft tyres. But hopefully, when they continue to go off, we can get ourselves back into that fight as well. Piastri in P10 is the points. He's gone very deep there, Oscar Piastri, in the hairpin. A mistake from the McLaren driver. I'm struggling to get the power down myself now as well with 25% worn tyres at the back. Carlos Sainz going for the move into the chicane. Hopefully contact made between the two of them, you never know. Very slow on exit though. Very slow on exit. We're right in this now. Piastri's going to go defensive, Carlos is going to go offensive, and they're going to try and keep the McLaren in the points here, but I'll tell you what. If I could get a good exit here, I might be up alongside Carlos. No, I can't quite get the exit I need. There is a significant gap ahead of Piastri to the next car. Carlos not having a go this time. But maybe into turn 1. He's going to go offensive this time. No, he's backed out of it. No, he's going for it once more. Carlos Sainz going for P10.
The car behind by 5/10 a lap.
And Carlos Sainz has got himself into the points, and it won't be long before we're moving up into P11 and getting past Oscar Piastri ourselves as well. I'll be a bit cautious. I don't want to try and rush something and ruin my own race. We shouldn't be too long in passing Oscar Piastri, I don't think. So far, it looks like Lando, or maybe Lando and De Vries. It's like, no, Lando's the only one that's on a 3-stop by the looks of things. The only driver to pit so far, and he was a tactical pit as well. And now he's stuck behind De Vries and Iwasa. I think taking these medium tyres as far as we can is probably going to be what makes or breaks our race. Piastri pitting. There you go. And Charles Leclerc. Okay, those a number of drivers in the pits then. I presume that might well also be a 3-stop, but perhaps a slightly different 3-stop.
Car behind, 3.8 seconds.
They might be using.
Coming in for his stop.
Lando might be using an extra set of medium tyres, whereas they might just be using an extra set of softs. We'll wait and see. I'll try and stick with Carlos if I can. Carlos Sainz also in the pits now then, in front of us. So we're moving further up into the points. Alonso in the pits as well. He's gone to mediums by the looks of things, unless he started on those. That's intriguing for a middle stint. He is indeed going on to the mediums, Fernando Alonso. I think Alonso might be going soft, medium, soft. Or maybe soft, medium, medium. Fernando started on the mediums. So he's gone medium, medium, but pit that early. That is really strange. Although the fresh tyre effect is very much a thing, isn't it? We might end up making an extra stop by the end of the race. Lewis Hamilton in the pits now. Still the gap to Lance Stroll is about the same. Lewis is going to come out the pits in front of us. He too has gone soft, soft. Fernando's significantly closing. Medium, medium, soft may be a play, you know. Or maybe medium, soft, medium, and just see how the middle stint goes.
The gap that we're trailing the car ahead by 6.1 seconds.
Alonso's taken 3 seconds out of me on this lap, on that new set of mediums. It's going to be a 3-stop. Pretty sure it's going to be a 3-stop race. If we are going to 3-stop, we're going to have to make that decision soon. Chat, do we switch to a 3?
Okay, so the car ahead's come in and fitted the soft tyre. Okay, car behind trailing us, 2.0 seconds.
I could go medium, medium, soft. Pit 25. I don't know whether softs will do 20, that's the thing. Maybe on in a lighter car they might. I think, at the minute, I think I'm going to medium, medium, soft. We're going to switch from a medium, soft, soft to a medium, medium, soft. And still try and save that pit stop if we can. Here comes Esteban Ocon. We're going to go medium, medium, soft. Put a fresh set of mediums on lap 25. And try and save a pit stop. I'm deep in there. It's a mistake by me. And Leclerc's got me. Yeah, plan is to box 25. Gonna stick to a 2-stop and see how it goes. Yeah, I am going to come out in traffic, that's the only thing. We're going to pit this lap, go medium, medium, soft rather than medium, soft, soft. Adjust our strategy. We're not going to go from a 3-stop to a 2-stop.
Okay,
but we are going to go from
ahead, please. 1.8 seconds.
A medium, soft, soft to a medium, medium, soft. I think by saving a pit stop, we'll still end up getting to the end quicker than we would have done if we'd have gone medium, medium, soft, soft. We can always still go medium, medium, soft, soft, but boxing this lap then.
Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And across the line, and here we go. Mediums to mediums. Yellow flag behind. There's a McLaren retiring, I think. Either that or he's just binned it just as we're pitting now. Something's happened to a McLaren somewhere. Is it behind me? Yes, indeed. Oh, he's absolutely binned it there. That's Piastri, I think. Or is that Lando? That's Lando. Lando Norris has dropped it. On the way out of the chicane, a big crack of the wall with his left rear tyre. Big crack of the wall. It seemed four-wheel drifting already there. Turning right to go left. Big crack of the wall on the left rear, sorry, right rear there. Don't know if that's done any damage. He then loses a bit of his front wing by collecting the wall there. I mean, this may well be a safety car because he's got to try and spin it round from there. And it's very, very tight indeed with these big F1 cars. We might be about to see a safety car here, just as we're coming into the pits. We were going to be going towards the back of the grid, back of the pack anyway.
Okay, there seems to have been a problem attaching the right front wheel. We need to
no safety car yet.
And finish the race strong.
Lando may end up just getting bloody disqualified, to be honest. It's just that they're trying to turn around. What's he doing? I want to have a look and see what he's doing. This is really intriguing now then. He is trying to 3-point turn it, but failing miserably. Yeah, I think he's going to end up getting disqualified at this rate. But that's a position for us, because Lando was going to come out ahead of us. Right, so we're on a brand new set of mediums now, trying to take them to lap 51-ish, to then put a new set of softs on to go to the end. Come out in P20. Lando is up and running again. No disqualification for Lando Norris, but he is now down in P21 with front wing damage. Time for us to hopefully start making our way forward through the pack then. We just need to see the traffic off as quickly as we can. It's going to make the difference. It's how everyone is going to end up pitting into traffic. It's just a case of how quickly can we get through the traffic. That will make the difference for our race. Lando pitting then for a new front wing. And his race is well and truly ruined. God, he's slow there. We will easily get him into the chicane or even before the chicane.
Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind. 0.4 seconds.
Push pushing, Mark. Push pushing. Teammate next. Should be under a second over the detection point there. We might well have DRS down the next straight. On Iwasa. We will certainly have it on Magnussen. But we don't. Yes, we do. I'm coming. Hello. It's me. So excited for you, man. That shit's gonna be cool as fuck. Excuse me, Iwasa. Get in the way, pal. Really in the way, pal. Piss off. That slipstream. He's gonna go for K-Mag. Okay, this could get awkward. I had to just back out of that. There was no way we were gonna fit through there. This is what I mean. If we're going to make the two-stop work, we're going to have to make sure we get through the traffic as quickly as possible. And in a minute, I am getting held up. I'm going to try and go for a Wasser in here. On the inside of my teammate. If team orders were a thing, I definitely would have ordered him to move aside, because we are absolutely on different strategies here. This is better.
Nice move. Good job.
P17. Could maybe have thought about Lando Norrising that and going for it into the hairpin. They're so slow on the apex there. I'm going to try and take Pierre here. Using quite a bit of battery to do so. We might. Oh, I'm going to get boxed in. Pierre might hold position here. Give him space. Thankfully, we've got the inside line on the second part of the corner. We're up into P16. If we can quickly close back up to Zhou Guanyu, we might be P15 sooner rather than later. And we have quickly closed up to the back of Zhou Guanyu. Making significant progress now. It took a little while to see off Magnussen and Iwasa, but the rest are starting to tumble now. Zhou Guanyu dealt with. He'll have DRS down the straight though, annoyingly. He got all out of shape on the curve there, coming out the corner as well. Valtteri Bottas is next. 2.8 seconds. 2.6 seconds. 2.5 seconds. 2.4 seconds. 2.3. No, not quite. Nearly. 2.3. These fresh mediums are doing the trick, gentlemen. For now, anyway. Yellow flag.
Teammate behind is 3.9
Yellow flag down the back straight. That's Williams. Going very slowly. And probably retiring. Logan Sargent is out. That will be a mechanical failure of some description, I'm sure. He wouldn't have picked up any damage. Just driving down the straight. He has parked it in a pretty weird place, though. He's like just by the... Just on the inside of the chicane. Wouldn't you just go into the pit lane? If you've got a technical issue like that, you just go into the pit lane from there, surely. No safety car or VSC, though. They're going to be able to recover that. We do have safety cars on standard, not increased. If we had it on increased, then maybe we might have seen a safety car for that. This should be a relatively straightforward overtake. I hope. Oh, he's gone in the pits. That completely threw me. Son of a bitch! I was like, I'll outbrake him. And then he went deeper than he ordinarily would have done.
And gap to the car in front is 5.
Fair enough.
0.6
Lots of other drivers in the pits. We're back up to P11. Still got more drivers yet to pit off their aging softs. Ocon has come out behind me on mediums. Probably be faster than me on those fresh tyres. But maybe not massively. Oh god, that was terrible, Ches. I was really, really, really bad. Hulkenberg in the pits, Sainz in the pits, Leclerc in the pits. No, Leclerc's just gone through. We're back into the points. It's P9. Carlos Sainz is going to come out the pits right there. Hi, Carlos. Oh, God! Bit distracting. We're well out of shape. So we're basically now at the point where if we want to switch to a three stop from a two stop, we'd be looking to pit pretty imminently to go to softs and then run 2 sets. I'd come out 19th. I don't yet know whether I'd want to stick to the 2 or go to the 3. So the question we're asking ourselves now is, what's faster from here to the finish? Doing the same 1 stop with everybody else, or pitting twice for 2 sets of softs? Ocon in front has got 1 stop left. Piastri and Co behind have 1 stop left. I am now starting to get sorely tempted to do a 3 stop and just try and burn through the tyres. I might take these tyres to lap 44 and then pit. Chat, box this lap, yes, no, quickly. Yes or no, box this lap. Boxing. Big decision from chat and ourselves. Switching to a 3 stop mid-race. Will it work? Need a smooth stop, please, gents. Thank you, that was smooth. Down to P16. Make that 17, 18.
We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Now we have still 1 more stop to make. But we should just be as fast as physically possible between now and the end, and have to try and hope to make up that pit stop time again. Also, a lot of these that are on softs currently are yet to run a medium tyre, so they also will be on a harder compound. So it is now full send to the end. That was close. Had a little bit of a bumhole moment there, but we got away with it. Now it's even more imperative to make it through the traffic as quickly as possible. Oh, I thought about going 3 wide there, backed out of it. Could try and go around the outside of them both here, though. Was that Zhou Guan Yu dealt with? That's what you call the fresh tyre effect. I'll get Kevin into the next one, and crucially, we're behind through the detection point. We really are full sending it. I'll now get the DRS, and Kev is behind.
Nice work, mate.
This is proper full send now. No holds barred, no prisoners. 30 qualifying laps. Here we go. Fastest lap, maybe? You betcha. 1:12.6. Purple sectors 1 and 3. We are officially the fastest car on track.
Their tyres are 11 laps old now. We think they've got 1 more stop. Your last lap time was a 1:15.5. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap. Amazing.
Sweep through. Disappear into the distance. P15. We have committed to do all of this again, though.
8.0 seconds.
So we are now 3 stopping. Although, to be fair, everyone around us has... Everyone we take now still has 1 stop left themselves. So this is consistently now our net position. This is the stint that makes the difference with our end position and with the pit strategy. Not the next one. The next one is just where we're running a softer compound than everybody else. This is the one where we're trying to make up the time lost for that next pit stop. As it stands, we are going to box about lap 55 to run equal 15 lap stints. But we'll see what everyone else does and what's happening around us at any given moment. So far, the tyres are wearing quite well. About 2% a lap on the rears, if not slightly less. So by the time we get to lap 55, they are going to be ready to come off. Same move on Gasly, we've done a number of times today. Okay, up the inside. Hello, a little bit late. A little bit deep, but we'll get away with it. Merci beaucoup. Doodle pip en français. So we've got Nico in front of us in P13. If you look at the minimap, I'm just going off that. Nico in front of us, P13. Then it's Tsunoda, then it's Piastri, and then it's Lance Stroll, which is where the points are. So ultimately, we're trying to get as far as that Aston Martin with this pit strategy. We're not going to catch those in front of him, be that Ocon or Alex Albon, I don't think. But we're trying to at least score a single World Championship point here with this aggressive pit strategy. There is a yellow flag somewhere, not sure what for. Down the main straight. The flag is now green, we're good to go. Don't know why that was the case. Not a retirement. Excuse me, sir.
That was far too aggressive, mate. Clean passes only. We don't want a penalty.
Wasn't that aggressive? We barely, ever so slightly touched my front to his rear.
Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds a lap. Really good stuff.
I stroked the back of his car rather than hit it, but whatever. You do you. Hi, Yuki. Can I have your position, please? I'm going to have to do it around the outside here and half on the grass as well. It's not going to work. It was ambitious.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Well, we've got a favoured overtaking spot at the minute, don't we? So it's 4 times, 5 times. Make that 6. Stroll's on mediums. I wonder whether Lance Stroll is actually even making another stop. Piastri pits from in front of us, as is Alex Albon pitting too. They're going to be going to medium tyres then. So now when I take Albon, I can ask about Stroll.
Excellent, that's P10. You're into the points.
And I can see how many stops he has left. Albon out behind us on another set of softs to go to the end. Did Albon start on mediums? He did. He's gone medium, medium, soft. So he's doing what we were going to do. We were going to do medium, medium, soft. Ultimately, we changed our mind and we're not doing medium, medium, soft. But Alex Albon did start ahead of us, so to finish behind him isn't too bad. I do just want to quickly ask about Stroll before we lose the position.
9.6 seconds. And the time last lap was a 1:0.0.
Well, they didn't say anything about pit stops, so I imagine Lance Stroll is not pitting again then. I think we're battling for a P11 or 12, I think. Anytime Ocon's pitting, that's good news. Anytime I can make behind Alex Albon, away from those behind by staying in his DRS, is time that's going to help us when it comes to trying to overtake everyone else again on another set of soft tyres. Hulkenberg's now pitting from behind to go to mediums as well. Albon is running our previous strategy. We're now running a new one. We were P11 before we changed strategy, I think, behind Esteban Ocon, were we? Perhaps. Might have been P10 just. George Russell sets the fastest lap and takes it away from me. How dare you, George? Oh. We're going to pit in 2 laps time. Lap 55.
Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far.
We're going to stop lap 55, go to another set of softs, and then gun it to the end again. And effectively, if we want to make it to the points, once we pit, if we want points today, we're going to have to catch Esteban Ocon. So if we're to get points today, we're going to have to earn back a whole pit stop against a medium running Esteban Ocon. which ultimately probably will give us the idea of whether we did or did not make the right decision. We could make these tyres go to the end, but at this stage it would be pointless just trying to get to the end on this set, because we'd only end up going backwards and not having any chance of coming further forwards. Woo. Whereas if we stop again, we will go backwards but have every chance of coming significantly further forwards again. Right now, we will finish either 10th or 11th, I think. It's just going to be a case of whether we can or cannot re-catch Esteban Ocon on a set of fresh softs. But we are pitting this lap on lap 55. Gap behind to Piastri is closing, but not by much, not massively.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
We will box this lap. It says we'll come out P16. I think we might come out slightly higher than that. Lose minimal time getting overtaken by Esteban Ocon, and then sit in his slipstream down the straight just to earn an extra tenth or two. We are boxing this lap. He's going to brake. I'm not going to brake yet. We just time it right, although that was a little bit scary, and we should come out in between the Alpine and the Alfa Romeo. I think we should come out 14th. And go, 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 go! Can we get Gasly? Well, we can. No, we're going to come up behind Pierre, I think, just. But we are in front of the Alfa Romeo. We predicted it very well indeed. So P14 then, and all we need to do now is go and get Esteban Ocon again. Easier said than done, but we will try and do it. The change of a pit strategy,
Right, we need to get
I don't know really has made any difference to our ultimate race position, but we'll find out. Can I get Pierre into one? I certainly think so.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres.
Yes, we can.
Be making another pit stop.
Coming after Yuki now. Oh, we're here again. It's this part of the racetrack. I am quite a long way back. Oh my god, that is so aggressive. That's overly aggressive. We're not going to get the overtake done. That was a bit too much. I tried a bit too hard there. Dived from a bit too way back. We licked the stamp, we sent it, but I might have missed the post box. And for it on Yuki. Getting it done on Yuki. P12.
Great manoeuvre.
Now we can see the gap to Ocon, but it is quite a gap to Ocon. And the Alpine is pretty quick. Past Piastri. So the points are 15.5 seconds away.
The car in front is 15.5 seconds.
And I've 9 laps to do it. I don't think that's going to happen, gentlemen. Now it's just going to be about hopefully extending the gap behind as much as possible, so that when my tyres start to go off, which they will towards the end of the race, I don't then get caught again by those that are on much fresher mediums. Oh yeah, true, we could have a DNF as well. If someone in the top 10 wants to DNF, that would be lovely. George, you've DNF'd more than you've finished races so far this season. If you want to do that, that'd be great. Situation at the front of the Grand Prix is Max Verstappen leading from Lewis, from Checo, so currently a 1-3 for Red Bull. Fernando's up in P4 actually, and then George doing the medium soft that also Alexander Albon's doing, that we thought about doing, is in P5. Shout out Lance Stroll, by the way, for running 2 sets of softs and a medium tyre. Lance going soft, medium is one hell of a stint. Being able to do that and have those tyres last to the end is great.
Kind of mechanical problem.
Sainz has a mechanical problem. That's kind of good news for us, but it just means he'll probably be
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
They'll probably just be slow to the end, but not catchable, or not retire. Ocon should make it past Lance Stroll, actually. I wonder if it would be Lance Stroll that might be the car that we could catch, not Esteban Ocon. But I'm going to need to catch him by about 2 seconds a lap, and I just don't think that's going to happen. If Stroll and Ocon fight, then maybe. There's a faint whiff. Not a sniff, there's a faint whiff. Teeny tiny little whiff of maybe a point, but it's going to be tough. We're going to have to get lucky. If you want to crash going into the chicane, that'd be lovely, lads. Ocon's still not gotten past him. Maybe into turn 1. Keep an eye on the mini-map, bottom left. 13 seconds, 6 laps. Yeah, we're going to need to get very lucky if we're to get some points today. But it's still a very, very good race. On 100 difficulty. Couldn't be happier, really. We're back to our old selves. We're very much back to our old selves. Back to our pre-F122 selves of racing on 100.
Information on Ocon. They've got an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Gentlemen, we might have points. Ocon's going to be slow with an issue. Sainz is going to be slow with an issue. And Stroll is slow because he's had those tyres on forever. It depends how slow. It depends how much of an issue it is. Also depends if Lance Stroll actually DRS trains Ocon away from me and keeps him competitive. It was 13 seconds with 6 laps. It's going to be 11.5 seconds with 5. We're not quite catching them fast enough. Ocon is just hanging on to that DRS range of Stroll at the minute. 8 seconds. There they are. 4 laps. I'll try and make it happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yellow flag! At the chicane, yellow flag. The final chicane, what's happened? I think maybe a Mercedes has spun. Someone's spun. Someone's absolutely binned it. The same way that Lando did.
We've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
I don't know who it is. I don't know what's happening. All I know is there was a big yellow flag. I think it might have been. I don't know who it was. Half the bloody field is right there now. 6.6 to Ocon. He's still hanging on in Lance Stroll's DRS. Well, Ocon has now definitely lost DRS on Lance Stroll. He did a 1:15.2. I've done a 1:13.6. He's now 4.5 seconds away. It might be hanging on in Lance Stroll's DRS that saves Esteban Ocon. I've got 2 laps to go, and we're going to be painfully close, but not close enough by the end of the race. The thing is, do I use my battery now, or do I try and save it in case we get close to him? I think I'm going to end up being in a position where I need 1 more lap. And you know what? If I hadn't messed up the move on Tsunoda and been too impatient, I might have had Esteban Ocon here. I think ultimately I'm going to be the reason why we don't get Esteban Ocon.
Okay, here's the gap that we're
because I messed up this overtake here.
2.3 seconds.
Cost me about 3 or 4 seconds. We may even, if I hadn't made that mistake, potentially have been able to finish in 9th, although that's more unlikely. But we certainly, I think, might have been able to catch Esteban Ocon if I hadn't made that mistake. Points are a possibility here today. But unfortunately, it's not gonna manifest itself. I use my battery as best I can down the straight. I'm gonna run out of it if I keep going. 2.5 seconds to Esteban Ocon is going to be the gap. Max Verstappen wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton finishes 2nd, and the 2 Ferrari that qualified terribly are going to do particularly impressively and get a 3 and 4, I think. So fair play to Ferrari for that. Fair play to the Ferrari for that.
Take care of the car on the
P11 is still a wonderful finishing position for us if we take into account where we are in this save. On 100 difficulty, in Season 1, in that group, in the development race that is basically anywhere from 9th to 20th. Ultimately, compare this save to previous My Team saves. We are much closer to the midfield pack. We're in the midfield pack, which is what we've never been until Season 2, really, or significantly until the end of the race. Sergio Perez had a 5-second penalty, and that cost him a podium. The Ferrari weren't as good as we thought they were. It was Verstappen, Hamilton, George, then Leclerc, then Perez, who took a 5th-place penalty, then Sainz in P6. Alonso took a 5-second penalty. That cost him 7th. Albon gets 7th. Unfortunately, if Lance or Ocon had a 5-second penalty as well, we would have been able to finish in the points. What did they get penalties for? Perez hit Alonso. Alonso hit Perez. Well, there you go. And then unserved penalty. Yeah, that's where it got added on at the end because they didn't serve it in their pit stop. It was a mechanical failure for Logan Sargent as we expected. I don't think there were any pits for front wings in that race. One. Lando Norris, of course. But that was because he spun and binned it, not because there was contact with anyone. So a very clean race. Big shout out to Lance Stroll for being able to go soft, medium. That is a hell of an effort. Very good effort. And for Alexander Albon, who ran the strategy we were going to, medium, soft, and made it to a P7 finish thanks to Alonso's penalty. But I'm really pleased with that Grand Prix regardless. Really pleased with the Grand Prix. A P11 finish is particularly good, and hopefully when all of these parts that we're about to put onto the car pass, fingers crossed, before the Austrian Grand Prix, we might be even more competitive on this 100 difficulty and be delighted with being in a position to maybe score points next time out. It's going to be a claim level 12. We need to be 15 to get the next sponsorship, but we comfortably get both of our bonuses. So financially, we're improving. Resource points wise, we're improving. Now we need to see if we can actually improve the car even more in the 2 weeks before Austria. We do have new sponsors, so we could maybe put a new sponsorship on the car, but I think I'm probably going to stick with the one that we had, which was Avanza. I would take 5 different... Yeah, we're going to stick with that one, I think, for now. We'll stick with that one. So let's sort these out. We'll do that, actually. That might make a massive difference in making sure that things pass. Cash and a claim level. And then we'll do the team building, shall we? Or the sponsor of it. I'm going to go team building. Let's boost that morale of those departments. And a retirement announcement already. Nico Hulkenberg will retire at the end of Season 1. We have an official driver retirement waiting to happen. I might be at department capacity here. I am. I can't do anything on the aero, but I can do something with chassis. Is it tyre wear? Is it weight redistribution or weight reduction? I could actually do both, I think. ERS. I might do both chassis-wise. Let's do that. That'll be done for... They're both going to come in Hungary, unfortunately. We do officially, as you can see on the right-hand side, have the worst chassis in the field. So it's certainly the right idea to do that. Unfortunately, I don't quite have enough to do tyre wear, but we should get some more resource points as the days tick by. So we should be able to do that before the next race and just set that on. There we go. We should. Oh, it's only 150 resource points. That should be enough. I think it is. So we can do the aero. Sorry, was it aero? Or was it? No, it was chassis, wasn't it? We can do the chassis. We can put that on, and that'll be done for Hungary as well. We've got more in the works. We're actually above We are above Alpine now and level with Haas. Our development is going very well indeed. I need that halo to pass. The durability department would like us to invest into new tech that could allow us to produce more prototype parts in-house. That sort of high-end equipment doesn't come cheap. What are your thoughts? Why not? Let's do it. We can afford the 50 grand quite comfortably. You never know how that might pay off down the line. Halo pass. Halo has passed. Great. Fantastic. So, in the resource and development race then, we have jumped Alfa Romeo and jumped Alpine. We are now right behind Haas and Williams. Then there's... No, sorry. We're now right behind Haas. Then there's a jump to Williams and McLaren further ahead of them. The actual lines on the chart haven't updated yet. They will do as we get to the next race event. But we will do that in the next YouTube video, because we're going to do the hot lap off stream, and that will be where this video ends. So do join me in the next episode. Do not miss out on what should hopefully be a fantastically competitive Austrian Grand Prix. We may well be challenging for points again on 100 difficulty. I'm not going to go to 101 yet, but we may well go to 101 before the end of the season, depending on how we compete. That will do us for today. Please, lads, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you come and join me on Twitch as well. I'd love to have you with me. That will do for now. I'll see you in the next one in 2 days' time. Southampton back on YouTube tomorrow, and the Austrian Grand Prix the day after that. This weekend on Saturday, we have the Austrian Grand Prix in the Creator Series as well, with all of the big boys. So come and join me on stream for that. I'd very much enjoy your presence. That's all for me for now. Appreciate your support. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I'll see you next time.